Most people don't avoid life insurance because they're careless or because they don't love their families. A lot of the time, they avoid it because they've heard something that sounds true, and they've carried that belief for years. Today, we're clearing that up. We're walking through the 5 biggest myths about life insurance, why people believe them, and what the truth actually is. Welcome to Whyside Life and Legacy, the podcast that helps you protect what matters and build what lasts. I'm Nakel Nikiema, founder of Whyside Financial and Insurance Solutions. Each week, we keep it practical and legacy-focused so you can make decisions with clarity and confidence. And today's episode is one of those foundational ones, because these myths stop people from taking action even when they mean well. Let's start with why myths are so dangerous in the first place. A myth usually isn't wild or ridiculous. It's subtle. It's the kind of thing you hear from a coworker, a cousin, somebody at a barbecue, and it just sounds reasonable. And the problem is, once you hear it enough times, it stops sounding like an opinion and starts feeling like a fact. And beliefs drive decisions. I've seen people put this off for just a year or two, and then that year becomes 5. I've seen people wait until their health changes and then realize a policy is more expensive than it would have been before, or worse, it's no longer available. I've also seen families face financial pressure that could have been avoided because they trusted a misconception instead of getting a simple plan in place. So picture today as clearing the fog off the windshield. You'll see the road more clearly, and you'll be able to decide what makes sense for you and the people who depend on you, or the people you love. Myth number 1. Life insurance is too expensive. This is the most common thing I hear, and it's also one of the biggest reasons people stay unprotected. Here's the truth. Most people guess life insurance costs 3 to 5 times more than it actually does. And when we finally look at real numbers, a lot of people are surprised by how affordable it can be, especially for basic protection. For many healthy adults, coverage can cost less than what people spend on a daily coffee habit. Sometimes it's less than a streaming subscription. Sometimes it's less than one takeout meal each week. So why does this myth stick? Because people assume life insurance is only for wealthy families. Or they think it's automatically a huge monthly bill. Or they assume it's like health insurance, complicated and expensive with a lot of fine print and frustration. But life insurance, especially term coverage, can be one of the simplest and most cost-effective tools in personal finance. I remember talking with a young father who told me, "I can't afford life insurance right now." He was sincere. He wasn't being stubborn. He really believed that. So we ran the numbers based on what he actually needed, and his estimate came back at about $27 a month. He stared at it, paused, and said, "I spend more than that on snacks." And that moment wasn't about judgment. It was about awareness. For him, it wasn't affordability that was missing, it was accurate information. All right, myth number 2. I'm young and healthy, so I don't need life insurance yet. And I get why this one feels logical. If you feel fine and life is moving, why think about coverage? Here's the truth. Being young and healthy is exactly when life insurance tends to be easiest and most affordable. This is when you often qualify with fewer hurdles. This is when rates are typically at their lowest. And this is when you can lock in protection before anything changes. Because life changes fast, and not always with an announcement. A diagnosis can come out of nowhere. Prescription you didn't expect. A condition that runs in your family that shows up early. Even something that isn't serious can still affect pricing. And if you wait, you're not just waiting on paperwork. You're gambling that your health will stay exactly the same and that the market will treat you the same later. That's not a guarantee. I worked with someone who was 29 and told me, "I'll do it later." He wasn't against it. He was just postponing it. A year later, he developed a medical condition, and the premium quotes came back much higher, roughly double what they would have been. And he said something that I hear more often than you might think. "I wish I had done it when I was healthy." So if you're young, the takeaway isn't, "I'm safe, I can wait." It's, "I'm in the best position to get approved easily and affordably, so I should take advantage of it." Myth number 3. My job gives me enough life insurance. Employer coverage can be a helpful benefit. I'm not here to knock it, but it's usually not the full plan people think it is. Here's the truth. Workplace life insurance is often limited. Many employers offer something like 1 or 2 times your salary. That sounds like a lot until you do the math on real life. Think about a mortgage, rent, childcare, student loans, car notes, groceries, and just the cost of keeping a household steady while people grieve. For many families, 1 or 2 times the salary is a short bridge, not long-term security. And there's another issue. It's tied to your employment. That means it's temporary. It may not be portable. If you change jobs, lose your job, reduce hours, or your company changes benefits, your coverage can shrink or disappear. So when people say, "I already have life insurance," my next question is usually, do you own it? Or does your employer control it? Because that difference matters. I worked with a woman who lost her job unexpectedly, and her coverage ended right away. She told me, "I didn't realize I was uninsured until it was too late." That's the shock people don't see coming. Employer coverage is a nice bonus, but your family's protection shouldn't depend on your employer's decisions or on your ability to stay in one job forever. Myth number 4, life insurance is only for after you die. This one sounds like common sense, but it's outdated. Here's the truth. Many modern life insurance policies can include features that help while you're alive. Depending on the type of policy and what you qualify for, some have cash value you can access. Some include living benefits, which may allow access to part of the death benefit if there's a qualifying critical, chronic, or terminal illness event. The idea is not that life insurance replaces health insurance. It doesn't, but it can create financial flexibility when life hits hard and bills pile up. I've seen clients use living benefits to help cover expenses during a serious health situation. And more than once, someone has said to me, "I had no idea life insurance could do that." Most people don't because they were only taught one version of what life insurance is. But for the right person, the right policy can be both protection for the family and a tool that offers options during life. Myth number 5, I don't need life insurance because I don't have dependents. If you don't have kids or you're not married, it's easy to think this doesn't apply to you. But that's not the full picture. Here's the truth. Life insurance can still matter if you're single, if you don't have children, or if you're not sure what the future holds. Why? Because someone will still handle final expenses. Someone may still be impacted by your debts. And someone might still be the person you would want to protect from financial stress during an already painful time. Life insurance can help cover funeral costs. It can help pay off outstanding debt so it doesn't become a burden or a mess for family to sort out. It can leave a gift to a sibling, a parent, a niece or nephew, or someone you care deeply about. It can also be used to support a cause or charity you believe in. And for some people, it becomes part of a longer legacy strategy, even before there are dependents in the picture. I remember a young woman who chose a small policy mainly because she wanted to be responsible just in case. When she passed unexpectedly, her parents shared something that stuck with me. That policy didn't remove their grief, but it removed the financial panic. It made the practical side bearable when everything else felt unbearable. So no, dependents aren't the only reason. Sometimes the reason is simply love and responsibility. Now, if you're listening and thinking, okay, but why do these myths keep spreading? It's because life insurance sits at the intersection of emotion and money, and a lot of people don't want to deal with either. Can feel uncomfortable, can feel complicated, can feel like something you'll get to later when life calms down. But life almost never calms down on a schedule. And the real purpose here isn't to dwell on death. The purpose is to create protection, stability, and legacy while you're alive and able to plan. Because the people you love don't stop needing rent paid, bills handled, and life maintained just because you're gone. They still have to keep living. Life insurance is one way of saying, if the worst happens, you won't have to carry everything alone. So here's a practical takeaway you can do without overthinking it. If you do one thing after this episode, let it be this: get a clear idea of what coverage you actually need. Not what you guess, not what a friend said, not what your employer happens to provide. Your number, your situation, your goals. And it doesn't have to take weeks. Getting a basic needs analysis and exploring options can be quick. 10 minutes of clarity can save years of uncertainty, and it can prevent you from putting it off until it gets harder or more expensive. If you want help getting that clarity, you can visit wisedecidefinancial.com or message me directly. My goal is to help you make wise decisions for the people you love, with options that make sense for your budget and your long-term plan. Thanks for spending this time with me on Wise Side Life and Legacy. Remember, protecting your future often starts with one wise decision today. Stay clear, stay covered, and stay committed to what matters most. Wise Side Life and Legacy. Protect what matters, build what lasts.